that together. I have the honor this morning of introducing our speaker, Cindy Munoz. Cindy Munoz is a cybersecurity analyst with the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, and an adjunct professor at Northern Virginia Community College. Over the past 7 years, Cindy has built expertise in asset and system security, risk and vulnerability management, attack service management, and threat intelligence collaboration, working with both international and private sector partners. Cindy's experience includes living in Seoul, South Korea, where she represented the U.S. Embassy in joint cybersecurity initiatives with South Korean counterparts to counter cyber threats and improve bilateral information sharing activities. Cindy earned her MS in cybersecurity from California State University and was a National Science Foundation Scholarship for Service recipient and has contributed to security research, incident response, surge support, workforce engagement, and volunteer initiatives, all in service of CISA's mission and broader cybersecurity community. When not tackling cyber challenges or exploring emerging tech issues, Cindy enjoys traveling, trying new restaurants, learning languages, staying active, and spending time with family and friends. If you can take a moment and find your reaction button, please join me in welcoming our speaker, Cindy Munoz.
Amazing. Thank you so much for the introduction. And actually, Jen Easterly helped create that little jingle. And I remember I was hanging around with her while she was trying to work on it. And I was like, oh, this is exciting. And lo and behold, it came out a little bit later. She gave us a performance at CISA. And it was great. So Jen Easterly was amazing. And yeah, I even got to see that video during one of the, I think it was at the Super Bowl actually. So that was pretty awesome to see. But yeah, also I deeply apologize if you hear an echo. I am currently on the road, so I tried to find like an office type space. So it is not my usual setup, so I apologize in advance. Can folks hear me okay, first and foremost? Okay, great. Amazing. So yeah, thank you again for having me here today to present about CISA's tools, services, guidance. I've been with CISA for 7 years, and I've heard quite a number of questions and misconceptions, et cetera, et cetera. And so this is mainly to kind of pull together into one place, just a quick, more or less surface level summary of our tools. It's about a mile wide and an inch deep. You can always find more information on CISA.gov and be able to deeper dive on each tool and each service. It's always going to give you the information you need. But here's a quick summary of all of that. So we can continue on to the next slide. So we went over, this is just the agenda really quick. So we have quite a few number of things to get through, and I'll try to do so as quickly and effectively as possible. Consider a little bit of late start. Again, I apologize for the delay. Next slide, please. We can also skip this since we had this presented already. So what is CISA's role and mission? So CISA leads a national effort to understand and manage cyber and physical risk to our critical infrastructure. A quick PSA is CISA is pronounced like CISA, like scissors, or the Grammy Award-winning artist CISA. CISA is also acceptable, but we usually pronounce it as CISA. CISA was created and signed into law in November 2018. I had just started with CISA right when it became a law, so that was exciting to see just how much it's grown in its services and its tools and offerings. So some key roles really quick, defending federal networks, that's where I was largely sitting at. Protect and defend the US critical infrastructure, threat response coordination, tools, services, guidance, promote secure by design, run binding directives, collaboration with SLTT, private sector, lead federal efforts in cybersecurity resilience, and facilitate information sharing. Next slide, please. So CISA falls under DHS. The director reports directly to the DHS secretary, and many Supreme Court designation and authority. So they actually lead the cyber federal efforts or other efforts before any other agency, and must comply to a degree. Internal divisions, the security division, the infrastructure security division, and the emergency communications division. Unfortunately, two of our divisions were recently dismantled. So we unfortunately do not have those anymore. That was stakeholder engagement division and IOD. So very sad to see those disappear. We have 10 regional offices with cybersecurity advisors and protective security advisors. I believe you guys are already connected with your CSA, so that's great. 2 thumbs up, 10 out of 10. Our partnerships, we often partner with FBI and say sector assignment agencies, and private sector. Please. So a misconception that I've frequently heard is that CISA is law enforcement. It is not, however, law enforcement. We work with the FBI, who does conduct law enforcement activities. We work with NSA for intelligence as well, but we have our own space. Each agency has their own mission and their own space, and there may be a lot of coordination involved, but we do not impede each other's main mission space, or at least that's the goal. So we will not be putting someone in jail, for example. It doesn't replace local IT teams. Of course, local IT teams are crucial for your own security. So we work with you guys. It is not, we do not replace your folks. So it's a team effort or team sport. CISA is not a regulator. We do collaborate with regulators and industry partners. And lastly, again, CISA serves federal, SLTT, and private sector organizations, not just federal systems or agencies, which I have often heard before. So we work with everybody to make the US and our stakeholders more cybersecurity resilient. The next slide, please. So CISA offerings at a glance. These are a high-level summary of the tools. We have the CISA service catalog, which is the unified listing of our services, free cybersecurity tools and services portal. It's almost like if you go on CISA.gov, it's almost like a spanning tree. You click more and it expands more. You have your resources and tools library, SLCT services catalog specifically for state, local, tribal, and territorial entities. You have 3.0 security capabilities catalog. I'm sure there's even more. It gets updated regularly with any updates or new services or new tools. Next slide, please. So this is a deeper dive to some of the services. Cyber hygiene services, I was also part of this team where it offers free scanning and vulnerability checks. I highly recommend this service if the state has not done so already. It provides free scanning services. They give you a report. It's a fantastic service, completely free and very thorough. The cybersecurity performance goals, which has prioritized best practices. automatic indicator sharing, Einstein, and incident response support. So if you experience maybe cyber incident, you can be able to reach out to us for support. We also have the cybersecurity resilience reviews, tabletop exercise packages, which I also highly recommend, risk and vulnerability assessments, infrastructure resilience assessments, and more. So here's some of the teams that frequently conduct collaboration activities. We have the Joint Cyber Defense Collaborative, also known as JCDC, for public-private coordination. I have the SLTT also coordinate them as well. CISA, which unfortunately has lost US government funding. So TBD on the future of this group. Very personally, very sad to see that. I think it's been a very valuable service that I think we need, but alas, I'm not in those decision-making roles. So hopefully back at a future date, but for now, it won't be available. Next, we have sector national agencies, which are industry-specific partnerships, the nationwide cybersecurity review, and also known as NCSR. It is a CISA-sponsored program, voluntary, anonymous annual self-assessment survey to measure the maturity across SLTT. At this time, there's no public confirmation whether it will be defunded. So also one to kind of keep an eye on if it continues to be funded or not. And lastly, public comment periods. These can help shape guidance and policy initiatives. So help us, help you. Please participate in those. So a couple of case studies. I have received questions like this before, so it will hopefully be any kind of provide any kind of benefit to know how to apply advisories, or perhaps you guys already have it all set, which is perfect. But there's quite a number of case studies I was trying to select from. So I picked one that I've seen three questions to fairly frequently, and then another that I think is very beneficial. So scenario interlock ransomware advisory. It is a joint advisory released with TTP, threat tactics, technique, procedures, provided indicators of compromise and recommended mitigations. And some example mitigations would be network segmentation, timely patching, disabling unused ports, and updating playbooks. So how would you apply this? You can sign up for the cybersecurity advisories. Or my next case study is going to be on tabletop exercises. So you can be able to share indicators of compromise with your SOC or security team. Or if it's a tabletop exercise, make sure you can share with leadership, stakeholders, and anyone else who needs to participate. Then you would integrate recommendations into incident response plans and use guidance to improve resilience against ransomware or any other kind of threat, vulnerability, etc. Next slide, please. So the link from the advisory I chose is available to do some more reading on. So for this scenario, July 22nd, 2025, CISA, BI, HHS, and MS-ISAC published a joint advisory on the Interlock ransomware campaign. So Interlock is a relatively new ransomware and targets both business and critical infrastructure organizations across North America and Europe. It's financially motivated, using a double extortion model. So exfiltrate trade data and encrypt systems. So of course, victims would be forced to either pay for decryption or leave it as is. That's a, a, a choice one would have to make. It Some of the TTPs, initial access, drive-by download, click fix social engineering. So victims are tricked into running payloads disguised as a fix or catch-up procedure. This ransomware attack after access would use credential harvesting, remote access tools, PowerShell scripts, registry run keys, placing files in startup folders. Then it would use Cobalt Strike, AnyDesk, System BC, and other common attacker tools for command and control. Interlock does not leave an initial ransom demand or payment instructions. Victims receive a unique code and must contact the group via a .onion Tor address to negotiate. It has encryptors for Windows and Linux platforms, focusing on encrypted virtual machines across both. So let's say you receive this advisory. This is what is occurring for it. So you would sign up for the ransomware alerts, see this alert, understand how it impacts your organization, and provide the recommended mitigations. So usually that advisory would have instructions on how to provide mitigations. If it's not, I will provide a list of emails and contacts to reach out for more support. But for this advisory, the recommended mitigations were to use DNS filtering, web access firewalls, train users on spotting social engineering attempts, patch update systems, software, firmware, make sure you have a segmented network, strengthen, identify, credential access management, and integrate any IOCs into security monitoring, so you make sure that everything is able to be identified, tracked, etc. So again, the advisory should have all the information to be able to respond accordingly. If it doesn't, you can reach out to CISA for more support, more guidance, details, etc. Next slide, please. So the next case study is a tabletop example. I kind of named this the Cascadia lockdown. Tabletop exercises, in my opinion, are often overlooked, but can have a lot of impact. And I fully believe that upper leadership and management should also participate in these tabletop exercises, so they can also understand just how important having an effective response plan or operations or communications can be within an organization, and even how they can impact others. So get your leadership on board, have them understand how impactful it is to be able to really be on your game, have your head on the swivel, and be able to have those muscles flexed and ready to be able to respond at any moment as best as possible. So in this case, a ransomware attack hits multiple. The tabletop is. I'll go back one step. The tabletop exercises can be also found again on CISA.gov offerings page. So it has a list of different scenarios that you can pull from and apply to your own organization. So for this one, I also pulled kind of a ransomware based attack. And so in this situation, a ransomware attack hits multiple Washington state and county systems during a Cascadia tremor, disrupting power and communications. So your objective, your mission, should you choose to accept, is to test interagency cyber crisis coordination, maintain operations amidst dual cyber and physical emergencies, and evaluate response alignment with CPGs and NIST cybersecurity framework. So this ransomware was detected in DOE systems. So what's the next step? Isolate or contain. This happens in the morning. And then midday, counties begin reporting outages and disruptions. So following that is a coordination stress test in the afternoon. We find that backups are compromised. So you will want to conduct a step-by-step analysis and plans to assess your cyber resilience, refine escalation paths, update state cyber incident incident plans, and anything else that may be needed for your organization. So some examples could be asset and risk mapping, incident response actions, interagency information sharing, cooperation and after action, and lessons learned. Just some examples of areas to walk through and review. I kind of like to pretend like tabletop is like, if anyone has ever played Dungeons and Dragons, it's kind of a simulation of what's the plot and how do we go about it? How do we resolve it? How do we come out victorious? Everyone has a role, a goal, etc. So it's a great tool and activity to use. And I would recommend about once a year of conducting a tabletop exercise, or even twice a year if your resources can manage. Next slide, please. So some actionable next steps that you can take from here. Again, the Cybersecurity Awareness System. This is for general news, events, alerts. You have your Gov Delivery email updates. Gov Delivery is often overlooked as a tool to get information from. You also have the Homeland Information Security Network, also known as HISN. I worked frequently within this network to share information with our stakeholders and other folks who needed to be looped in. You can also follow on social media on linkedin.com/company/CISAGov, or on X at CISAGov and at CISA Cyber. I personally recommend using LinkedIn as an insider tip. LinkedIn is by far the most engaged and frequently is being updated and is the most active out of the two. And for free cybersecurity services and tools, the link is available there. I won't say the whole name, the whole string, but it is available there. And same with the CISA cybersecurity advisories. Any kind of advisory can be found there, and then engage locally with your CSA via CISA.gov, or if you have their direct information as well. Next slide. So some additional insights. CISA alerts are action-oriented. So each advisory isn't just for awareness. It comes with complete mitigations, indicators of compromise that you can directly plug into your SIM or SOC. Many organizations I've seen skip the headline, but don't apply the technical content. So that's why I emphasize that if you click on the advisory, it should provide you more information on what you need to apply, etc. Kind of its own playbook per se. You can also customize your alerts, which I've done before. I even get alerts to my own personal phone. And I have my own kind of filters and tailored alerts. So you don't need to sign up for everything per se. I know folks are already overloaded with emails, with pings, with just information overload in general. So definitely feel free to tailor your alerts or do whatever you need to make it work for you. And then free tools and services that are underused. Again, cyber hygiene, I highly recommend, and it's a great team. They are more than happy to help folks. Although keep in mind right now with the government shutdown, um, many folks are either going into work for free or are not available. So right now things are very stressed and are only operating on a skeleton, um, essentials only um, environment per se. So um, they're just keeping the lights on right now. Hopefully soon enough, whenever the government shutdown ends, you can utilize these the full suite of tools and services. Um, but for now, everybody's pretty stressed again. Um, there's also Malcolm, which is a free open source tool, which is a full packet capture and analysis suite. It's like a free Splunk style environment for traffic analysis. And then we have the CSET, the Cybersecurity Evaluation Tool, which is, again, the self-assessment tool that many organizations don't know exists. And it helps kind of benchmark the security posture against standards like the NIST cybersecurity framework. Then for information sharing insights, automated indicator sharing, a real-time threat exchange with CISA. You can set up a free connection to receive machine readable indicators directly into your SIM. Again, and then again, the JCDC interacts with regional stakeholders and critical infrastructure operations, and they sometimes do plug into working groups as well. Additionally, if there is, and it's happened before, let's say you see a tool or service or working group that isn't being provided currently, you can always reach out to CISA and say, hey, we find that we're kind of missing this. If you guys can be able to provide a service, tool, working group, et cetera, on this, would love to have that. And I have seen results from that. So don't be shy. Feel free to reach out. And then some guidance that's practical, SBOM guidance, the software bill of materials, which provides sample policies and recommended practices. And they can be adapted by smaller organizations, SLTT, et cetera. The Secure by Design initiative, which is CISA's push for vendors to build security at the development stage. I remember when this team was being created, I was like, yes, we need this. So it provides a actionable checklist for procurement officers to use with vendors. Engagement opportunities, again, CSAs. Every region, every state has one. Great human contact point for tailored advice, tabletop exercises, and local coordination. Feel free to reach out to your CSA and have a tabletop exercise with them or any other kind of operation or activity needed for what you guys need to enhance your security posture or whatever you're looking for, or to say your wish list. So there's again the public comment periods. Feel free to be active in these. Again, don't be shy. Put it all out there. If you say this sucks, your baby is ugly, that's perfectly okay. We need all that feedback. So we love when folks engage with us and help make our collective cybersecurity posture as resilient and best as possible. LinkedIn again and YouTube. CISA also is active on YouTube. It has posted summary, the explainer videos, other guidance. I think there's also, I'm realizing maybe other services I didn't list. There's also free trainings online that you can take. I helped create a couple of them. I don't know if they've been updated or taken down since then, but there are quite a few up there that you can take for free. Keep in mind they can range from, depending on the training, from let's say a day to a full week. So you may or may not need your supervisor approval to take one of the ones that maybe take a full week, but they are available. You can check to see if you can sign up, and make sure when they're offered too, because there's a couple trainings where I personally think they should be offered way more often, but just due to resources, they're only offered maybe once a quarter. So definitely keep an eye out and check the dates, and get ready for them when they come around. It's another great tool you can use, and even if you're not familiar, it's a nice refresher or just validator of your information. So again, CISA is not the FBI of cyber. We don't arrest or prosecute, but we coordinate, guide, and provide services, and do any other activities needed to protect our folks and our stakeholders. And then another thing that I've heard quite a bit is whenever there's alert that you have to panic. Not every alert you have to panic for. So the alerts, the advisories are meant to empower action, not make you frantic or all hands on deck all the time. So again, taking those advisories, pulling them into your playbooks are great, but you don't need to pull your hair out or go into full panic mode. Next slide, please. So some additional contacts and support. The CISA service desk and general inquiries, you can email central@cisa.dhs.gov. I find that it's a great one-stop shop if none of the other contacts perhaps are the best avenue. So if you have a generalized question or generalized guidance or service desk questions, central@cisa.dhs.gov is I would recommend the first stop to go. We have our CISA main contact page, cisa.gov/about/contact us, which includes numbers, public inquiries, and more. Cybersecurity specific contacts. Oh. Here, let me see.
Sorry about
the
that.
slide deck disappear for everyone? Just me?
Sorry, I was disconnected.
All good. It must be Wednesday, the day after Patch Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly.
I had to restart my laptop 2 or 3 times and make sure that I had all my updates. I'm like, why isn't this working? Now this is not working. It was just a domino effect of technical difficulties.
All right, I'll share my screen, and I'm pretty sure. Were we at this slide?
Next slide. Yeah, it was perfect.
This one?
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect. So, yes, so the main contact page will include numbers and emails for media, public inquiries, and more. Cybersecurity specific contacts. This is a cybersecurity division for federal binding operating directives and emergency directives. I worked with this team regularly. The cyber directives at CISA.dhs.gov. Incident reporting, which would be report@CISA.gov. Media inquiries is CISA media@CISA.dhs.gov. Again, after hours as well, if no one is online, if folks are signed off for the day, but you still need assistance, central@CISA.dhs.gov. I just realized the second email is a typo. That's the first email is the correct one, CISA.dhs.gov. If you want to report an anomalous cyber activity and or other cyber incident, it's 24/7. Contact CISA.dhs.gov or by calling 1-844, say CISA. And your cybersecurity advisors, which are the regional contacts for SLTT and private sector, region would be Region 10, Barrett Adams Simmons, Ian Moore as the Cybersecurity State Coordinator, Daniel Brown, Ron Waters, and RJ Neeson. You can also email CISA Region 10 at CISA.dhs.gov. I do also want to point out, again, because of the government shutdown, CSAs are considered accepted, which means that they do unfortunately have to come in to work without pay. And during shutdown, they only work on incident response coordination and conducting vulnerability and threat hunting notifications only. So they are not able, unfortunately, to respond to requests for introductions, regional assessments, site visits, etc., until government reopens. So unfortunately, very limited, again, skeleton operations only, just whatever it is that they need to keep the lights on, and whatever their job duty requires of them during that time. So if you don't hear a response right away, please be patient with folks. It is pretty stressful at this time. Next slide, please. Additional contacts and support. Again, there's quite a number of links and emails, so it depends which where you're trying to go. But again, you can for email, to sign up for email updates, popular feeds, etc. You can go on CISA.gov/about/contact us/subscribe updates CISA. For Gov delivery alerts, I'm not going to go through the whole string, but you can be able to subscribe for Gov delivery alerts that would be useful for the state of Washington. And we also have the National Cyber Awareness System, which is general news and alerts, and ransomware specific alerts, which would be at CISA.gov/stop ransomware/official alerts statements CISA. Again, the social and professional channels, LinkedIn and Twitter. Again, I would highlight LinkedIn over Twitter. CISA is very active on LinkedIn, so it's a great area to get information from as well, in addition to signing up for alerts. Then next slide, please. So some key takeaways. I know I kind of like went through this very quickly. CISA, again, our services are at no cost, so you won't need to worry about that. I know resources are limited for everyone, so feel free to take advantage of these services and tools and participate in them as well, and utilize guidance to reduce cyber risk. And again, free scanning, threat intel sharing, and advisories. Get connected to other counterparts and build partnerships. Use exercises to improve your collective resilience. Stay informed by signing up to alerts, connecting and communicating with your CISA regional staff, and apply CISA guidance to build long-term cybersecurity maturity. Next slide, please. Any questions? I was trying to find a meme, but due to the connectivity issues and technical issues I was having, I found this old picture of me speaking at a conference So it's not very flattering, but you know, it's was raising my hand for question portion. So any questions that anyone has.
And I've opened the chat as well.
I'll keep the chat as well. I also want to put an asterisk that the information I shared today could be different tomorrow. So it seems to be an evolving landscape that I almost can't keep up with. And I'm a huge proponent for CISA services. Folks there really care about people, they care about cyber. And so they're amazing people who really want to make all of us safer. So unfortunately, we have very limited resources in a very difficult environment right now. So things may change at a dime's notice. Services may change at a dime's notice. So be patient with CISA, but know that CISA definitely means well, and the folks there wants to see organizations and folks succeed. So yeah, just be patient. And if my information is outdated tomorrow, then well, I apologize in advance. But we're here to help artists.
Cindy, this was great. It was a wonderful overview. I know many of us didn't know some of the services that CISA offered. And, you know, while you're going through these federal changes, we sure appreciate having your back, having you have our backs and watching out for us in spite of it all. So thank you so much. We really appreciate you coming here and sharing all of your information and wealth of advice. This was very helpful.
And if you guys are welcome to reach out to me as well anytime. I'm happy to also ping folks, and I folks are also, you know, changing all the time as there are reorgs. So folks may change end up changing duties or roles. So if I can also be of service in any way, I'm more than happy to do so. Actually, I think there's another slide. It's the very end slide.
Oh,
Yes,
that's
just
right.
a fun little festive slide template. But yeah, again, happy Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Also happy Halloween to those who celebrate. Again, I'm happy to support you guys and be an ally and a resource anytime. So linkedin.com /in/Cindy and Cyber or Cindy and Cyber at gmail.com. The funny thing with my email, apparently there's a lot of folks with my first and last name. So any reasonable cadence, first name, last name cadence would not show as available. So I'm like, okay, Cindy, it's Cyber it is. Yeah, but again, thank you so much for having me. CISA is here at your service at any time. So again, don't be shy. Reach out for anything that we can help you with. So.
All right. Thank you so much, Cindy. And to everyone else on the call, we'll take a short break for lunch and we'll see you all back at 1 o'clock. We've got another speaker presentation. So have a great afternoon and a great lunch, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.